All right, good morning everyone. Welcome to Northwood Alumni Project 100, and just want to remind everyone we've got plenty of viewers online today too, and it looks like we've got an amazing crowd here today with, I think, over 20 of our members here, so thanks again for being here. And I am going to briefly introduce Chris Deming. He is an alumni director with the university, works with me hand in hand on every project we do, so he's going to be our official MC for today. And without any further ado.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Like she said, my name is Christopher Deming. I'm in the running for the second longest title at Northwood University, probably only behind Dr. Nash. My title is the Director of Organizational Partnerships and Alumni Relations. So I have the pleasure of being the MC today, which means I can take as long or as short of time as you prefer. So I want to give you a quick, just a very quick breakdown on where we're at with Alumni Project 100. We started this project with the idea that we would be able to get 100 alumni together and make a $10,000 impact on campus. Right now, we have 80 members of our Alumni Project 100. The goal, of course, is always to get to 100 or 200 or 300 members. So if you know anyone who has a significant interest in getting involved on campus in a very direct and real way, please refer them to Northwood Alumni Project 100. Now the good news is that of the 80 members that we have, the overwhelming majority of them signed up to be founding members. For those of you that are part of the presenting groups, you may not know, a founding member is someone who's actually dedicated themselves to giving $100 a semester for the next 3 years. The goal for that is to give us enough of a founding for people to come in over 3 years, build this program, build the recognition, get more student involvement, get more alumni involvement, so this program can continue to vote. The process of this is that every semester, students, departments, any organization on campus that sees a $10,000 or more need that they'd like to have, gets an opportunity to submit a proposal, submits to us, we winnow it down, and then we pick 3 finalists that have an opportunity to present today on the live pitch day to get that $10,000 grant. Now, of course, it's democratic, so we will be doing a live voting at the end. So those of you that are at home, please pull out your phone, your iPad, or your computer and go to sli.do. It's a Slido, it's a voting app. And if you have any troubles, be sure to go onto that app. There's a questions tab. As these presentations are going forward, we're going to save all questions for these presentations till the very end. So for those of you that are at home that couldn't meet us here today, feel free to submit your questions online, and then we'll address the group with those as we move on. Each group has 5 to 10 minutes to present. They have all created presentations that you'll be able to see here live and online. And as we take questions at the end, please keep them in mind. For those of you online, you can submit them at any time. For those of you in the room, we'll be taking those questions at the end, and we'll have a microphone so that the people at home can also hear the answers to those questions. So, without any further ado, no further housekeeping items, I'd like to invite the Entertainment Sports Promotion Management Association to give us their presentation.
Right. Well, first and foremost, I just want to thank everyone so much for being here. I know that it's an extremely busy weekend, and on behalf of me and my organization, we really value your time and your participation. We're honored to be standing up here presenting this, so thank you. My name is Morgan Tosan Crisco, and I am the current president of the Entertainment, Sport, and Promotion Management Association here on campus. Just to give you a little background on my involvement with the organization, I've been a member since my freshman year, which is in 2013, and for the past 3 years I've been on the E-board. I started out as a campus relations chair, and then I moved up to a vice presidential position, and now I've been the current president for the past 2 semesters. So I have a lot of passion and a lot of involvement within this organization. And so without further ado, our proposal is short and sweet. We're requesting the startup funding for our signature event on campus, which would be an on-campus concert that's 100% student-run and provides our students that are involved with real-world event planning and event management experience in all facets of the entertainment industry. So the entertainment industry, like many other industries, is not black and white. There is accounting involved and finance, and there is hospitality involved, marketing, everything. And so with this event, our members and everyone involved would be able to get their hands on some real world experience before they even graduate. That's why we see a lot of value in an event like this. The purpose, like I said, is to provide experiential learning and event planning and event management to any student that's interested in working in the sport and entertainment industry. Not just sports management students, but the beauty of this kind of event is that it attracts students just like auto show, just like style show, that encompass all facets of not only the entertainment industry but business in general. And then an event like this simultaneously raises funds for professional development and professional growth of current Northwood University students and future Northwood University students. So the impact, I just want to begin with the impact from the Northwood University level. So ultimately, an event like this would increase the attraction to and the awareness of Northwood University, the Tri-City area, and the community within that area, as well as Northwood University alumni. And this would strengthen the brand recognition of Northwood University as a whole. Just like if you're in the community right now, and this is a great example with Auto Show, everyone affiliates Northwood with Auto Show, and so when we're out in the community saying, oh, are you going to Auto Show this weekend? It would be similar to, are you going to the concert this weekend? An event like this can also be used as a recruitment tool for students and as well as partners and potential sponsors of the university. So for an example, the day of the concert, you can also host an on-campus admissions day or an open house for admissions, or even the day before as we're setting up for an event like this, we can bring prospective students in and say, hey, look, if you're a part of this major, or even if you're not a part of this major, this is what you can be involved with on campus. It's an event that unifies the campus, and it's a great learning tool. It also, an event like this increases student activity on campus. If there are people on campus staying involved and setting up a concert and tearing it down and bonding with each other and strengthening their own relationships, I think that brings value definitely through an event like this. It creates a more engaged student body, and it improves student life on campus. I know that in the past we've really struggled with having students being involved on campus and having people here all week and not jetting off and going home on the weekends or going off to another school on the weekends. If we're doing something that keeps students involved, I think that'll bring more value to our campus as a whole. Also, continuing on the impact of Northwood University as a whole, an event like this would showcase our beautiful campus. We have amazing venues. I don't know if everyone has got the chance to see the new Bennett Center and Rima Arena, but that would be a potential location to host a concert, as well as the Hawk, and just having people come onto campus and see our beautiful new North Village and be able to drive through our campus and see all the beautiful landscaping. I think it's just a great way to showcase our campus and everything that it has to offer. An event like this also establishes face-to-face connections. A lot of the time, we live in such a digital era that even when we're dealing with people that we have sponsorship with or that we have partners with, or just alumni in general, we don't always have the opportunity to get together, meet face-to-face, and secure a relationship, a network of bonds. And so an event like this can bring people together, meeting face-to-face, and just strengthening those connections. An event like this also strengthens the on-campus relations between ESPMA with the Northwood University faculty, administration, and other student organizations, which provides unity. I think at the base of everything, if we're a unified campus, we'll see a lot of really awesome growth and progress. And so having those, secure relationships and strong relationships just strengthens our PAC. And so that's something I'm very passionate about. And ultimately, I think an event like this can create tradition on campus. 50 plus years ago, I don't think the people who started out Auto Show ever thought that they'd get to this point. But look where we are now. It's amazing. This year is better than it's ever been. So I would love to see that 50 years down the line when I can't even walk, coming back to campus and not being able to hear anything because I'm deaf. But so I would love to see that kind of tradition here on campus. For the entertainment and sport promotion management as a program, I think an event like this definitely creates value for our program. Something that we've really struggled with in the past. We've had a lot of changes in the past, and people that have been my colleagues in the program for the past 4.5 years are struggling. They're dropping out of the program because they don't know if it can offer them anything post-graduation, and they're changing their majors, et cetera, et cetera. So I think an event like this creates value, keeps people in the program, helps our program see growth, and then also attracts students to the program. When I was first coming into Northwood University, I was only going in for entrepreneurship. I knew that. I was going in for entrepreneurship. And then when I came in, it was the first couple years of the Sport and Entertainment Management program. So I was doing my research on that, and I was like, this seems really awesome. I would love to get involved with that. So right away, I added that, straight coming into Northwood as my second major. And I think, from my own personal experiences, I think an event like this can really help students who are making the decision to come to Northwood as well. This kind of event definitely appeals to the entertainment side of the industry. A lot of our focus with our curriculum is all sports driven, which is amazing, but we've always had an imbalance between sport and entertainment. So an event like this would definitely cater to the entertainment side of things, helping to balance the program out. And then an event like this would provide our program with a signature event. We see amazing signature events on campus, like I've said, with Auto Show and Style Show and Stafford Dinner. And I would love to be able to see a signature event for our program through a concert. And then also, it builds a network of contacts in the entertainment industry. If you know about the entertainment or the sports industry, it's extremely competitive. And so any kind of network of connections that can help us get Northwood University students into coveted positions, anything is going to help us. So if we can build that network of connections with local agencies and national agencies and global agencies that are all involved with event production, I think everything trickles down back into the university, and we'll see a lot of good growth. The impact from the Entertainment and Sport and Promotion Management Association side of things. An event like this attracts students of all majors to our organization. That's something that we've been really passionate about for the past 3 years or so. We want our students of the university to know that our organization is open to all majors. We understand that, it's not only going to be people who work in sports management working in sports and entertainment. It's accountants, and it's marketers, and it's people who work in public relations. And so an event like this attracts everyone who's interested in working in sport and entertainment, which is such a broad category. But it also creates value for our members. I am very passionate. I don't like wasting people's time, and I think that if my members are sitting and taking time out of their busy schedules, I want to make something meaningful for them. And so I think an event like this, at least in my opinion, it is extremely meaningful. You learn something and you have fun while doing so and help others. And like I said, it provides real-world, hands-on experience. Any entry-level position in sport and entertainment management, with the exception of a couple categories that you're going to be going into, entry-level positions are requiring 2 to 4 years of experience. So if we can get freshmen coming into the program, getting their hands on real-world experience, the nice thing about that is, one, straight off the bat, they can decide whether they like it or not. And if they don't like what they thought they wanted to go into, they can cater it to what they do want to go into and specialize themselves within the industry, just giving them more of a competitive edge. And then also, the real world experience. By the time you graduate, you have a beautiful shiny resume and you're able to sit down with a recruiter or a hiring manager, and when they're asking you, okay, well, what kind of experience do you have in event planning or event management, you're able to showcase a portfolio or give a briefing on, this is what my students on my campus did, and this is how I was involved, and this is the impact we made, and this is the growth that we're projecting, et cetera, et cetera. At the end of the day, too, a successful event will produce revenue, and what we'd love to see the revenue from this program do and from this event do is provide scholarships and professional development for members. Like I previously stated, it's a very competitive industry that we're all working in, and there's a lot of opportunity for members to be involved in other membership programs. So for example, if you want to go into sports journalism, you can become a member of a sports journalism group, and we would like to be able to spend the funds that we gained through this concert on sponsoring ESPMA members to be members of other organizations, to go to job fairs, to do networking events outside of Midland and inside of Midland. And then ultimately it builds trust. It establishes that ESPMA is a real organization, and we want to do real things, and we want to should prove to everyone that, hey, we've been learning all this amazing stuff in the classroom. This is what we can do with that knowledge. So there are a lot of benefits, in my opinion, to hosting an event like this, and it's a very scalable event, and there's a lot of possibility with it. And so we would love your support and backing with this. Again, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to answering any questions.
Thank you. I'd like to invite the cheerleading presentation to come up.
Hi everyone, thank you for being here today. Also, the little cheerleaders in the crowd, thank you for being with us today also. We appreciate it. My name is Alexandra Sauer. I'm a senior here at Northwood University studying automotive marketing management. I'm originally from Monroe, Michigan, and this is my 4th year consecutively on the cheerleading team.
And my name is Jessica Mantell. It's also my 4th consecutive year here on the cheer team. I'm an operations and supply chain management major, and I'm from Wyandotte, Michigan.
We're going to show you a brief video right now that gives you guys a better vision of what our goals will be. Give us one moment. Did you exit out of it, or did it split?
So for the last 4 years, we've grown from 10 team members to 23 team members. We've over doubled our size just since we started as freshmen. And we have great team members from all over the Midwest. So I'm coming.
That's what I said. Hold on. I was like, did we exit out of it? No. Hold on.
You got this.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
We're exciting, I know.
Okay, so we've grown over the last 4 years, doubling our size from 10 team members to 23 team members. These team members have come from all across the Midwest, from Florida to Michigan, and they all have varying different backgrounds, some with a few years of dance experience and some with 10 years of cheer experience, but we're all able to collaborate together to create a great team that now has a national bid. And this is our coach's 7th season, so she has worked really hard these last 7 years to grow the team to where it is today.
So we've grown a lot in the past 4 years. We really emphasize on recruitment. I was an orientation leader, not this past summer, but the summer before, and I remember going up to a bunch of girls with previous cheer experience throughout high school, and I'd reach out to those girls, tell them a little bit about our team. That's kind of a recruitment process. We prefer cheer experience, but it's definitely not required. A lot of our team doesn't have cheer experience, and we work with what we got, and we really put all our skills together to work together. Me and Jessica especially show an example of commitment to the team. We've both been 4-year cheer members. Retention is extremely important, especially if you want to compete at a national level. I know every other school that we compete against has retention, and that's really something that we need to stand by. We work out on off season, so that's really important because it shows commitment, and we don't want to get out of shape so that we don't have to take a few steps back. Once the season really starts, we can just get things going for football and basketball. And since it's my 4th year, I have attended 3 NCAA camps with Northwood Cheerleading. These camps are really a great experience through the Northwood Cheerleading Association. We've taken our own time and money to go to these camps. We traveled as far as Kentucky 2 years ago, and that was a great experience of its own. We went to those camps with nationally ranked teams across the country, so that's really a privilege to have. This past August, we had an NCAA camp, and we actually proved our hard work and dedication that they saw while they came and saw us, and they gave us a bronze bid to nationals in Daytona, Florida, so that's why we're here. So, like I said, I've been on the team for 4 years. I actually came onto this team with no cheer experience whatsoever, so I'm one of those. And they just were like, oh, you're small, you're going in the air. So I'm a flyer, I'm still a flyer. And they just kind of threw me up. I wasn't able to do a lot at first, that's kind of scary. But now I'm actually nationally ranked, and I can actually compete at nationals with my skills that I've learned just throughout cheerleading here at Northwood. So I think that's something to really think about. We've gone from 2 stunt groups to 5 stunt groups just by increasing the numbers on our team.
So about the competition, it is held in Daytona every single year and lasts 4 days. This year it'll be from April 4th to April 8th, and it brings over 100 teams from all over the country to compete and collaborate. So not only is it a competitive competition, but it is collaborative. So during the off days, we get to meet with all those other teams to learn and gain skills from them, and so we can bring those skills back here to Northwood. And so there's 2 days of competitions, the semifinals and then the finals. So our goal is to make it through that first day and make it to finals. So getting there for the 23 team members that we now have will cost us about $27,000. And that includes airfare, registration, and travel expenses. So we are prepared to fundraise all of that cost by ourselves, but with your help, we can reduce that cost that if we don't fundraise that we will have to pay out of pocket.
So as cheerleaders, we have a lot of school spirit. We attend every home football game and every home basketball game for men's and women's. We also participate in pep rallies and Moonlight Madness throughout the school year. We like to support our fellow Northwood RSOs, such as Circle K, United Way, St. Jude's Up Till Dawn fundraiser, and Greek Life, including student life as a whole. We like to volunteer also in our free time when we have the chance. Some of our volunteering community events have been the Color Run. Grandma's Pumpkin Patch was last weekend. That's kind of for Princess Day, so there's a bunch of little girls dressed up as princesses. We were like painting their faces and taking pictures with them. And then I also did at Blessed Sacrament Elementary School right here in Midland. I went there for a role model day too.
So going to nationals will not only help us gain the experience of performing in front of thousands of people, but gain that collaborative experience of working with nationally ranked teams to bring those skills back here to Northwood. Some of those teams include the local teams you see down from our camp picture that are Grand Valley, Saginaw, Davenport, and MSU. The performance is broadcasted on ESPN, so this will allow us to take the Northwood name in a positive light and reach over 100,000 audience members that otherwise would never have been reached with the Northwood name. So not only would this help us gain new members to grow in the future, but bring more students to Northwood. So with your help, we can achieve our dream of attending nationals.
We look forward to answering any questions you might have.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, last but certainly not least, I'd like to invite the Student Government Association to come up and give their presentation.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Emily Williams, and I am currently the Secretary for the Student Government Association this year, and I have also been working for Student Life for the past year, a little over a year now.
My name is Josh Weckesser. I'm the Student Government President. I'm also worked in the Student Life Department for a little over a year now, and also involved in mock trial, MAGO-MAD coordinator, and various multiple things on campus.
And we would like to propose to you our proposal for what we call Woody's Wheels, which in its essence would be a student life golf cart that we would be able to use to promote on-campus events and garner campus involvement. So there are numerous benefits to student life that this golf cart would have, like being able to attend multiple student life events concurrently, because as a school we have numerous events going on at the same time and one person can't be in two places at once, but this would help us get places that we need to be in a timely manner. It would also help engage a lot of our students on campus, because what we plan to do with this golf cart is sort of soup it up with a sound system and a microphone system so that we would be able to broadcast music and announcements during events. And it would really help kids to get involved with what's going on. It would really help build Northwood spirit, because we are naming it Woody's Wheels, so it's going to be decked out with, Northwood gear, Northwood logos, the whole 9 yards. And it really would be a great recruitment tool for RSOs, especially like Greek Life, our volunteer organizations, and other things like that. Because dorm storming has kind of become a thing of the past. A lot of people don't like it when you knock on their doors and tell them to do things. They are not a big fan of that. So this would be a really easy way to garner excitement for things without being as assertive as dorm storming. It would also save on a lot of DJ and media equipment costs with the inclusion of the in-house sound system of Woody's Wheels. And it would provide recognition for events that are hosted by Student Life, because a lot of people don't know what's hosted by RSOs or what's hosted by Student Life, and we just kind of want to make a bigger name for the Student Life department on campus. It also would really help a lot with the logistics of on-campus events, especially with our new tailgate space for football games, because that whole system has been changing and we really need sort of the leader of the group in this sort of car to do that, as well as interdepartmental communication. Like, it could be like a Tuesday, and we could make a Tuesday exciting by just driving down to the church building in this. It would be really great to garner excitement on a Tuesday. And another great thing that we could use this for would be admission events and welcome weekend to help lead prospective students or new students around campus, because when you're a new student, this campus is intimidating. Like, I came from a school where my high school was graduating 67 kids in my senior class, and coming to Northwood, I was just starstruck with how big this campus was. If we had had somebody to lead us around a little bit more in kind of a flashy way, I feel like that would have made me a lot more comfortable.
So the Woody's Wheels would also bring a lot of benefits to engage campus life as a whole. That's one thing we're really adamant about this year, especially through student government organization, is engagement and getting students involved as much as they possibly can on campus. So these are just a few of the different departments and areas where Woody's Wheels would specifically benefit, but of course it's going to benefit everyone as a whole because it's just going to be so much fun. Admissions, so with admissions we talked a little bit about welcome weekend, some of the orientations, things like that, where this golf cart would help give students another way of getting around campus, of seeing some of the different things we offer on campus. And also with orientations, there's always so much going on and people going back and forth. This would help kind of bring another line of communication to all the students on campus. Also with athletics, this is going to be a key connection between the community and the campus. So we can go out and play music and get students and also get community members who are coming to the game hyped up and excited about this. So it's really, again, a key communication tool to getting students and also those community members out to the game and really excited about what's going on. With Residence Life, especially the first few months of the year, the Residence Life puts on a lot of different events on campus. They do the Hall Olympics, they do a couple other things on campus which really get students engaged and excited. This would help out specifically with the RAs and the Residence Life Department who are trying to get students out to those events and get them out of their dorms and not secluded in their room the first couple of months. We really think that's an important thing for all the students to get engaged and involved as soon as possible so they feel as comfortable as possible on campus. With academics, each academic program and major on campus has their own organization and also are involved in multiple other academic organizations. So just a few like the auto show with the automotive program, ESP and their ESP-MA program, all the different programs that want to put on events. This would help kind of get students out to those events, and it would also help them kind of utilize that secondary mode of communication, getting the word out to students, getting them excited about it, and it's just another way besides social media and word of mouth and flyers. It's really another way of getting that word out to students. So also we said for service organizations on campus like Circle K, Student United Way, Rotaract, all these different service organizations that put on these projects on campus, have multiple different things going on at once. It's really a great tool for getting students out to those organizations, bringing them to meetings, letting them know when we're having a service project going on, getting supplies to them. There's so many different ways that this golf cart would help us benefit those service projects and organizations.
And we have done an estimated budget for Woody's Wheels here. We've looked at a local golf cart company called JBC Golf Carts, and pictured there is their 2016 new dealer golf cart model that is estimated around $5,000. To install the speaker system that we would be looking for would be around $2,000. The Bluetooth speakers themselves would be around $600, and the customization with the microphone system that we're looking for would cover the other cost, as well as installation fees. And our miscellaneous customization costs are around $3,000, which would be the rest of the $10,000 grant. And that includes a paint job, Northwood decals being printed, as well as a backup battery because it is an electrically powered car. And we do have a small prototyped appearance of what we would like Woody's Wheels to look like. So if you can picture that driving around campus, I really think it would be a great resource for our campus as a whole. And it really would help garner campus excitement. It'd be a great way to distribute swag at different events. We actually do have water bottles in the back if any of our alumni would like a Northwood water bottle. We've got that too, just pushing it a little bit. And we look forward to hearing any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as a quick reminder, we're going to do some follow-up questions here very quickly. I wanted to briefly apologize to those of you that are coming in from the live stream. We understand that there's been some brief intermittent audio issues for the static, so if you have any questions or there was some clarification that you were interested in, What I did want to do, though, is we have some versions of the questions that came in today. I do want to compile some of these questions are kind of redundant, but I wanted to make sure that everyone got a chance to see that there was a fair number of questions coming in about all of the things that you've talked about. So first and foremost, I think we're going to give the ESPMA an opportunity to respond to some of these questions, mostly involved with what type of artist are you thinking of bringing in terms of the logistics that you had. Do you have already preliminary plans for bringing materials in, logistics for getting them out? Dan, who is basically asking, tear down, setting a date, do you have any of those preliminary things set up already?
We don't have any preliminary, anything solidified, just because we don't have immediate plans to set a date. There are a lot of factors that factor into everything. Obviously, for setting in a date for an event, we need to look at what's going on in the community that weekend, what's going on campus that weekend, what time of the year it is. Ultimately, if we're hosting an event on campus, we're not going to host it the same weekend as Auto Show. When we were beginning our initial plans for an event like this, we thought that the springtime would be a great time of the year to have an event like this. There's nothing too major happening in the springtime at the end of the year. In the beginning of the spring semester is when, I believe it's the beginning, is when a Stafford Dinner does their signature event. We also understand that historically Style Show has been in near the end of the spring semester as well. We don't want any oversaturation of events. We don't want to step on anyone's toes. And we understand that the people that would be involved in this are involved in other things on campus. So the date of when it would be is we were leaning more towards the spring semester. We thought it was less saturated with events, but it's open to interpretation, obviously. For events set up and tear down, everything is volunteer based, is to the extent that we can do it. Obviously, when you have things that are volunteer based, it eliminates the need for cost, but obviously there are some things that professionals do need to do when it comes to event setup and tear down. And so when we spoke with a sound production who would be doing all of the staging and lighting and everything, they quoted us a price and they said we take care of everything in relation to that.
Just for my own edification, in a perfect world, which group would you bring in to perform on campus, and is it Nickelback?
It probably wouldn't be Nickelback, but I don't, when you're selecting an artist, you obviously need to look at your demographics and your target market, and so I can say what I would like, and I can turn to the person next to me and see what they would like, but at the end of the day, it's going to have to come down to who is our consumer, what do they want. I know we have some Eric Church fans in the front, and so I would love to have Eric Church here, but at the end of the day, we would be running this like a business. It's what our consumer wants. So if our consumer wants country, and the majority of our consumer want country, we're bringing country. And obviously we can't bring in Eric Church straight out of the gate. We don't have the facilities for that, nor the budget. But it's whatever. To give you a short and sweet answer, it's whatever the consumer wants, whatever our target market wants.
For the cheerleading group, there's a question about after you guys compete, after you go through this amazing training, after you have all this opportunity from our very own Joe Legato, cheerleading alum here in the audience, what's the plan for momentum afterwards?
So I know personally as a high school cheerleader, every high school cheerleader watches this ESPN competition of the Nationals. And so all those high school girls who are looking where to go, now they will know the Northwood name, and we will have that opportunity to bring more girls onto the team. This will raise our skill level higher and higher, so in the future we'll continue to gain that national bid every camp. And we are currently at a bronze level bid, and we hope to move up to then the silver level bid and the gold level bid, so our fees for competing will be covered more with the NCAA help versus having to fundraise as much money. And our team size will continue to grow, and that will allow us to have more members on the field competing at or performing at football games and basketball games, and it will really help us just grow a lot, and it will keep that momentum going.
For SGA, if you could, just for the person that asked the question, reiterate what the cost of the cart itself is. I know you have plans for other things to go on the cart, but the cost of the cart. And then also, do you have any preliminary plans on how you would manage the usage of one cart among the many student organizations on campus?
Yes. To reiterate, the cart that we have, we're looking at right now is from a company called JBC Golf Carts, and it is the 2016 new dealer model, and it is around $5,000. I think its list price is $4,665 exactly, but it does hit that around $5,000 range. And to work with the cart with numerous organizations, there would be a licensed sort of driver that has gone through a little bit of training, probably a student life worker or somebody that Teresa knows and trusts that has gone through a small bit of training that would be able to handle getting that to different organizations or just heading up the usage of it for an organization. So let's say, you know, Greek Life Sorority Recruitment really wants to use this golf cart to garner excitement. They would have a driver, either a student life worker or somebody licensed through Teresa, to drive around and utilize the cart and say, you know, they'll let Alpha Gamma Delta use it for, you know, a half hour, and then Alpha Chi Omega can use it for a half hour to promote themselves, and then Delta Zeta a half hour, or something along those lines. Josh, do you have anything to add? All right.
I did want to just reiterate that if there are actual live questions from the audience here, you don't necessarily need to submit them through this. If you just want to, you know, raise your hand and ask a live question, you can certainly not have me narrate your own words if you don't want to.
Yeah, so could you talk a little bit regarding the concert? I think you made a really good case of the concert as a valuable idea. Could you talk a little bit about how this money specifically would make it possible?
So for like any event, there are production costs involved. For concerts specifically, we obviously need to make sure that, one, we can book an artist, and there are an infinite amount of artists that we can book, and we would always work within our budget and get the best that we could working with our budget. So the booking fees for artists, which are those usually include like the artist flight, the artist stay if they are flying in from anywhere. Ultimately, the booking fee for the artist is a huge cost, as well as the staging and production of everything. We don't want to have anything not done professionally or from people who are qualified to do so. We want everything to run smoothly, and so staging an event with lights and sound and everything is the other major expense that we're looking at. Other than that, a lot of things can be reduced. There's a lot of ticketing software. I know we've used Eventbrite in the past. That's a great ticketing software, and it's no cost to the user. The user can choose to absorb the administrative costs, or but other than that, that can be those kind of costs can be pushed onto the consumer. I don't want to say push, but like absorbed by the consumer. And then other than that, if we're hosting on campus, we hope for our venue to be donated by the university for the event. We would obviously buy one-time insurance for the event, and in case of something happening. And then on some other places where we saw money that would be an expense would be like hospitality. And the way we projected our initial budget was with zero sponsorship, zero outside sourcing. With a $10,000 artist, which would at this moment for us would be like our maximum. Our master budget was projecting it would cost a little around, for the whole shebang, $31,000, and then with tickets being sold at $20 a piece for 2,000 tickets, as well as some other revenue streams. We were projecting revenues coming in at $45,000, which was still giving us a profit of around like $13,000. And we, like I said, that was with zero sponsorship money, zero outside sourcing.
All right, we have exceeded our limit for question time, so I do want to encourage anyone else, as we're sitting here in the voting, we can talk among ourselves when it comes time to vote, but I would like to ask our presenters now to leave the room as this Alumni Project 100 group deliberates.
We'll call you back in.
So for those of you that are planning to vote, keep in mind that you can, if you're on your phone and you've submitted a question, just switch over to the tab to the poll side. The poll is now open, so you are more than welcome to vote. I just want to remind those people that are looking at the vote totals and stuff like that, not necessarily every member that we have will vote today. Some people are on vacation, some people are gone. Majority wins. So there are no specific rules, there's no specific margins, there's no quorum. Whatever majority votes today is the one that wins. So we have no parliamentary rules here. We plan to leave the voting open for the next 5 minutes, so between now and about 11:20. We will give you kind of the last minute countdown just to let you know, to get your votes in. I know this technology is pretty quick, so for those of you that are voting, I can see the votes coming in as we speak, so just as a reminder to get that in.
You can certainly you can ask us questions as well if there's anything that you didn't get from the student presenters.
Yeah. I would like to acknowledge that we have some administrators here as well, some people who would be part of our support staff in making a lot of these things actually happen. So if you have specific questions about on campus, we'd be happy to do that too.
Would, so for the ESPMA, if their budget and what we could provide is somewhere between 8-10 grand is my understanding, this works, is Northwood, are we prepared as a university to put in what else they need to get that off the ground at this point?
Yeah, and we briefly discussed this. So all of these projects, after submitted, we worked directly with Patty Tim, who is our academic dean, Kristen Stayhauer, who is our vice president COO, and Andy Kripe, who's here, who is our dean of students. We've worked through all these projects and looked at them in great detail, such as the ESPMA concert. They have been trying to plan this for at least 3 years. And it's gone through many reiterations, and they've tried to work with Student Life to, kind of make it a manageable project. And so we would make sure administratively as a Northwood University administration that we could make it happen in the best way possible. Does that make sense?
Yeah, all of these projects were heavily vetted for feasibility. So if they get the money, the project will happen. So it's just the details, obviously, between now and then will be substantial. But I did want to just read a comment that we got from an online user, Dan Waskowitz, who was, if you recall, the last meeting that we had was our fabulous MC, right, as you recall, and he says, "Let the voting begin," from our 3-year-old. "This is the best show ever." As we watch online, also a great way to engage with other alumni. I kind of think of myself as Caesar from the Hunger Games. I'm just not Baloo.
Hey, Chris. So on that concert, right, they say ticket sales and whatnot?
That's with 2,000 tickets. When we end, yes.
We would assume it would go into the ESPMA budget in order to host future events.
Yeah.
The theory being is that it would become a self-funding event.
That's a very good point, because what we don't want is to fund something that happens once and never happens again. So our goal is to have sustainable projects. Yes. Absolutely. We, after our first session was in the spring, and we did a lot of recognition afterwards, and you'll be hearing a lot from us afterwards, and you'll get a lot of follow-up on the project as it moves along. when it's completed, and yeah, we'll keep you very involved. Oh, as like a sponsor. There you go. I like it. We will we will do. You know what? I like it. Yes. That's a great idea. Yeah. We'll take note of that.
Just as a quick reminder, we have just about 1 more minute of voting time left. Yeah, that's been a question that's been coming up. Julie, do you have golf cart maintenance questions?
Golf cart maintenance.
We can certainly ask them that when they return too. Just if that's a deal breaker, feel free to reserve your vote. Dean Kripe, just if you would repeat your answer, just for those who are...
It would most likely just become an operational line, or we would just allot money out of our operations and apply for student affairs if it became a reality.
Yeah. Question from the audience that says, "What's wrong with Nickelback?" I now regret bringing that up. I have no particular problem with Nickelback making millions and millions of dollars at some people's expense. Anything you want, Joe. Anything you want. All right. 10 seconds remaining. If you haven't voted yet, haven't made up your mind yet, you have 10 seconds to get your votes in. Just switching this over to this view. Good. No, we announced here. All right. Without further ado, let's see where we ended up. With 46% of the votes, student government was the one that won. So Woody's Wheels is going to be our magic winner for the next year. Congratulations. We're going to invite the student groups to come back in. Yeah. I'll go get them. Yep. All right. All right, after much deliberation, after many questions, after a hard-fought battle, we have the results of our presentations. Are you guys ready? Are you motivated? Are you enthused? Can I get a drum roll? Can I get like an 11? Okay. With 46% of the votes, Student Government Association has won the day. Congratulations. If you guys will join us up on stage, please.
I just want to say amazing job to all of you. You're all welcome to resubmit in the spring. You don't even have to resubmit. If you just let us know you're still interested, we'll keep you in the mix for our spring edition. SJ, come on up. Where are they? Oh, there they are. Come on up. I'm going to do an official presentation. Thank you. Thank you. All right, thanks again, and
please make sure to get out on campus today if you're here and enjoy the auto show. And I'm not sure if it's still raining out there, but I'm sure we'll have some free time today without rain. So again, thank you, and we'll see you in February at our next one. Thank you.